place in the North Pacific Ocean that doesn't show up on any map. No coordinates, no name, just whispers of a land that takes more than it gives. Locals call it the island that eats people. I was never supposed to find it, but in October of 2016, I did. And this is the only piece of me that ever made it back. My name is Daniel Rooke. I used to be a freelance journalist, not the glamorous kind. I hunted ghost towns, vanishing planes, cursed places, the kind of stories no newsroom wants, but the internet can't get enough of. It started with a single blog post. A woman in Alaska wrote about something her grandfather had told her just before he died. He'd been a commercial fisherman his whole life. Quiet, tough, not the type to tell fairy tales, but he swore that every 10 years, one man from their village would vanish while at sea. Always alone, always near a stretch of water locals refused to speak about. It moves, he told her. The island, it breathes. She wrote it off as the rambling of a dying man, until she found something hidden in his attic, a set of journals, some torn photographs, and one Polaroid. Damaged, faded, but unmistakable. In it, a man stood near a shoreline, next to jagged rocks. His face was turned, barely visible, but his shadow, it pointed in the wrong direction. That image burrowed into my mind. I started digging, quietly at first. I searched through missing persons archives, Coast Guard logs, even declassified satellite footage. I wasn't expecting to find anything, just a story to chase. But what I found chilled me. 1976, 3 fishermen disappeared. Their boat was recovered, still afloat. 1986, a military weather satellite captured an unknown landmass, visible in one image, gone in the next. 1996, a small tourist plane reported hearing a broadcast on emergency frequencies near that same patch of sea. The transmission stopped mid-sentence. Every 10 years, always in October. The deeper I dug, the clearer it became. There was something out there, and no one was talking about it. I found a retired Coast Guard officer living off-grid near Sitka. When I showed him the photo, his face went pale. If you ever find that island, don't step on it, not even once. In October 2016, I chartered a small fishing vessel out of Anchorage. The captain's name was Malik, ex-Navy, broad-shouldered, skeptical of everything. There's nothing out there but cold and fog, he warned me. I paid him double. For 3 days, we scanned the sea. Radar silent, skies clear, and then on the 3rd night, the fog came in. Thick, unnatural, like smoke from a funeral pyre. The moon vanished. The water turned still, as if the ocean stopped breathing. Then we saw it. At first, just a black smudge on the horizon, but as we drifted closer, its shape revealed itself. Jagged cliffs, crooked trees, and no signs of life. The GPS froze. Compass needles spun. Malik turned pale. This is where it ends, he muttered. If you're going alone. So I took the emergency raft, a flare gun, a flashlight, a radio, and stepped into the mist. The sand was cold, not like normal sand. It sank slightly beneath my boots, like something soft lived under it. The trees weren't right either. Tall, but twisted. Their bark had vein-like ridges running up the trunks. Every few steps, I passed carved wooden figures, small, childlike, with no eyes. The air smelled sweet, but not natural, like something dead trying to smell alive. I found a narrow trail, overgrown but walkable. After about 40 minutes of silence, I reached a small clearing, and there I found it. A campsite, rotted tents, torn tarp. They don't come from the trees, they come from below. They wait until you sleep, and then they listen. I should have turned back, but I didn't, because I saw something. Camera tripod, and next to it, fresh foot. Day 9. They don't come from the trees, they come from below. They wait until you sleep, and then they listen. The words spun in my head like a siren. Who wrote this? How long ago? And where were they now? I searched the campsite. No bodies, no blood, no signs of struggle. Just old supplies, moldy food, and a small voice recorder buried in a waterproof pouch. I pressed play. Static. Then, if you find this, leave. The ground isn't ground. It's breathing. They mimic voices, even hers. I buried the last one. I think it was still alive. I stopped the recording. The fog around the clearing had thickened, like it was alive, watching. Seated, I decided to set camp beside the abandoned tent. I couldn't leave. Not yet. Not without knowing more. Around midnight, I heard it. A voice from the trees. It whispered, "Daniel." My blood froze. No one alive here knew my name. I grabbed my flashlight and scanned the woods. Nothing. Just fog and shadows. Then I heard it again, closer. "Daniel, it's me." It sounded like my mother. She died in 2012. And then, her voice changed. It glitched, like a recording breaking mid-play. It went from her to me. "Daniel, Daniel, help me, help me. Daniel, I'm buried, I'm buried." The ground beneath me shifted, subtly, like something just moved inches below the soil. I didn't sleep that night. At dawn, I started digging where the journal had marked an X in the margins. After about 2 feet, my spade hit something soft, not dirt, fabric. I cleared it away and found a body, wrapped in a sleeping bag, face covered with a carved wooden mask, the same eyeless kind I'd seen on the trail. It wasn't decomposed, it looked fresh, like it had been buried last night. Suddenly, the body jerked. My heart jumped. I stumbled back, tripping into the mud. Then, silence. focus. But the camera I had set up behind me, it caught it move. Just a twitch, but real. Whatever I had dug up wasn't fully dead. I zipped the bag shut and backed away slowly. I wanted to run, but I couldn't. Not yet. I followed a stone path deeper inland. The fog thinned slightly, revealing a tall, hollow tree, twisted and blackened like it had been struck by lightning. At its base, I found more masks, arranged in a circle. In the center, a pile of human teeth. As I bent to examine them, I heard a sound, not voices, breathing, from inside the tree. Slow, wet, rhythmic. You're not supposed to be here. I spun around. Nothing, but I swear the tree was closer than it was seconds ago. As dusk fell, I stumbled into a second camp, this one newer. Inside one of the tents, a map had been pinned to the canvas with knives. On it, scribbled in black ink, "We are inside it. This isn't an island. It's something sleeping, something ancient." Suddenly, my radio crackled. Malik's voice. "Daniel, are you there? You need to come back. You were gone too long." I grabbed the mic. "Malik, I hear you. I'm Daniel. I made a mistake. You never left." And then silent. My GPS blinked. The screen cracked. The camera turned off. The ground began to vibrate. A low growl echoed from beneath my feet. It wasn't wind. It wasn't thunder. It was breathing. The whole island was waking up. Two ran. Not because I had a plan. Not because I knew where to go. But because everything beneath me was moving. The forest floor pulsed like lungs expanding beneath the soil. The trees leaned in toward me as I passed. Their roots twisted unnaturally, reaching out like fingers. My flashlight flickered. The fog had thickened again, but now it wasn't white. It was red. Sickly red mist curling around the trees, leading upward from the ground. My ears rang. A deep, low hum was vibrating inside my skull. Not outside, inside. Then I saw them. Figures. 6, maybe 7. Human-shaped, but wrong. They were too still, standing at angles no bone should allow. Their skin was pale, stretched, waxy. Each of them wore a wooden mask. Eyeless, mouthless, expressionless. One stepped forward and spoke in my voice. "Why did you come here?" Another one joined. "There's no leaving once it knows your name." And then they all whispered at once. Dozens of voices overlapping. "The island, the island, the island eats." I turned and bolted, running blindly through the red mist until the forest spat me out into a rocky clearing. And there I saw it. The land cracked open before me. A crevice, wide and jagged, like something had torn through the ground from underneath. And in the center, rising from the pit, were teeth. Not bones, not rocks. Teeth, massive, yellow, rooted into the stone like fangs in a skull. And it was breathing, slow, rhythmic. With every exhale, the fog poured out of the hole, as if the entire island was a single living organism, and I was standing at its throat. My radio crackled again. "Daniel, but it wasn't Malik. It wasn't me. It was my brother. He died when I was 10. You left me, Daniel, just like them." Then came screaming. Thousands of voices, all layered, crying, laughing, chanting. I dropped the radio and stepped back, and that's when I felt it. The ground shifted under me. The edge of the pit cracked. I slipped. I don't know how long I fell. Could have been 10 seconds. Could have been an hour. I landed on something soft and wet. It pulled beneath me. I turned on my flashlight and saw walls made of flesh, lined with embedded bones, old boots, broken watches, even a rusted compass still ticking. The island had been digesting them. They hadn't just vanished. They were being kept alive in some twisted, permanent state beneath the surface. I saw one man, eyes open, unmoving, his mouth stitched with moss. He blinked at me just once and then whispered, "Run." I don't remember how I got out. I woke up floating on a raft. The fog had cleared. The sea was calm. My camera was still with me, but the last hour of footage was corrupted, overwritten with static and low, whispering sounds. I was picked up by a cargo ship 2 days later. They said no island existed at the coordinates I gave them. They searched. Nothing. Even Malik, the boat captain, had no memory of me. I wasn't on his manifest. To this day, no one believes my story, but I came back with something. Not footage, not evidence. Something worse. Since I returned, I hear them at night, in my walls, in my dreams. They whisper from the corners of my mind. "We let you go so you could bring us more. Tell your story, Daniel. Feed us." And every October, the fog returns. I haven't slept in weeks, so if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, don't look for it. Don't try to find the island, because the next time you hear your name in the fog, it won't be your voice calling. It'll be theirs, and you won't come back. Keep watching my all videos and subscribe my channel. Thanks.